Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back to With Love from Mom with Angela and
LaTeka.
She's back. No,
Yes, just for the day.
Anyway, we're back for episode number 8.
Wow.
Yeah, number 8.
All right. We moving on up.
Yes, we had some things come up last week, so we were unable to record, but we're here this week to record. And so we have some good content for you, I believe.
Yes.
Let me just say this real quick. So, whatever we talk about on here, more than likely we've been through it or are going through it.
Yes.
Because we are still parenting. We have
and we're still learning.
Always.
Yes.
Always. And, so I have elementary age, and then together we have middle school, high school, and college. So, yeah. We're learning. We're in the thick of it for sure.
Yeah.
So, real quick, we want to remind you all to don't forget to send your emails to us at withlovefrommom at gmail. I'm sorry, withlovefrommom.aw at gmail.com. Okay, and don't forget to like on Spotify and Anchor, and also subscribe and like our YouTube page at With Love from Mom. Okie dokie.
Okay.
And share it. And share it.
Okay.
And share it with other people so that just share it with others. Otherwise, we're gonna keep making the videos and the audio because we have fun doing it.
Yes.
And so we look forward to it once a week. And so we're gonna continue to do it and not stress out about it.
Yes.
Right?
Okay. That's right.
Anyway.
So today we are going to talk about the strong-willed child. And this is definitely going to be a good conversation. Hopefully we can give enough of our experiences and detail of what a strong-willed child is. But first we'll define it. Okay. So what is a strong-willed child?
What is a strong-willed child?
So, according to, I think, the Internet Dictionary, our dictionary, because we don't use Webster no more like we used to. At first, we'd go to the book and just read it up. But you still do?
I think y'all see those books off back there.
Right? I probably have one place way under because I used to love to look through the dictionary. But so, according to Internet Google, a strong-willed child is a child that does not like being told what to do. One that really can accept when things do not go his or her way. Or a child, and a child that once you give them advice, because they don't like advice anyways, but once you give them advice, they're not swayed by that. They're going to do what they want to do.
Right.
So that's what a strong-willed child is. And so, I got 7, right? And so, you know what? Okay. Well, I have 7, and Angela has her
10.
And so, with me, I have 2, but I just added another one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I just added another one. I have 2 strong-willed children, but I have another one. And the reason I'll tell you why I have this third one is because it's a silent one. I just thought about that.
Right.
Remember, we were talking about
it. That's what that was. Okay,
yeah.
I got you. Okay.
It's a chillax type of child. I'm just like one that's chill and say yes. I'm going along with you, Mom, and I'm listening to you. But at the end of the day, that advice was not heeded to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess
so we'll start 3 out of 7.
3 out of 7. Lord Jesus, I wonder where they get it from. Ta-da. No. All right. Because I definitely know I got some strong-willed ways, so I can't, act like, oh, I just got strong-willed children, and it didn't come from somewhere. So
yeah,
I know we were talking about children who are born strong-willed, and I don't want to advance too quick.
No, you're not. You're fine.
And then children who are kind of adapted, or I shouldn't say they adapted the strong-willedness, but they kind of was, what is it called? Formed. You kind of,
okay, yeah.
What is it called, girl? I can't think of the word.
I was gonna say, well, like grew into it or something.
Yeah, kind of groomed.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
kind of groomed to be strong-willed because of certain situations that transpired. So I'll ask you: do you believe that children are born strong-willed?
Do you believe that?
Yeah, right.
Okay, so I think, well, okay, so I will say yes.
Okay.
I will say yes because I remember one of my children being very strong-willed in the crib. Learning, actually, I can give different examples. I remember seeing their strong-willedness when I was trying to get them to sleep in the crib.
Okay.
And another way I saw it was where oh my goodness, why did I get stuck? Okay.
Because you just saw somebody.
Yeah, I did. And I'm just like, oh no. Anyway, so yes, I say from the crib. I mean, yes, at a young age. Because I think that's what I was gonna say. One of my children, I used to say, this person needs to be baptized in oil. Like, with the blessed oil. Like, yes, all that.
Yes.
But yeah, anyway, so I think so. I saw it when they were a baby. I saw it when
Whoa!
He need help.
That's what the pause was for.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway.
That's okay. That's okay. We have families. Y'all already know. Yeah, that's okay. So I'm glad y'all got to see Elder James hit y'all with the deuces. Come say hi to the folks.
Since y'all YouTubers now.
Right.
You know how men is, they gotta make their entrance. So right. We feel it. Mm-hmm. But so you have one that was strong willed from the crib.
Yeah.
And
at 8 months I saw it.
And what did you kind of see? It was kind of like what?
I remember because I was mopping the floor. Okay. When we were at our other apartment, and I just finished mopping the kitchen floor, and my daughter, she wanted to go on the floor, and I said no. I had chairs blocking the kitchen, and I told her no, and she got upset. First of all, she's like 8 months. She just barely started walking, and she walked early.
Okay,
and she could not talk.
Oh,
so I told her no, and I made her move, and she got up, and she tried to do it again. So I think I probably popped her little leg and said no, and she got up and stomped away and tried to talk.
Yes.
And tell me something, but her little feet was stomping away. And I was like, no, she did. Okay, I see you. But yeah. And it's funny because even as she got older, as a teenager, not going to say as a teenager, but as an elementary child. Who is that?
Don't worry, they not gonna come in. Oh yes.
She was stumped. Anyway, so she was stumped. Yeah.
So she would do her little stump just to make her presence felt, or just saying that she didn't agree with it. So see, you guys, wait, let's just take a pause because Angela's thrown off.
And you know,
kind of like her little laughing spree. So I'm able sometimes to just snap back, yes. That's my business side. And so to me, it's not a big thing, It's a little thing. It's a little thing. Yeah, it's a little thing. So with that, with the child, you showing her just stumping off or whatever, and it continued to be like that. So basically, you saw it as a child. Yeah. And when she got older, you still saw like, oh, yep, I remember this. And it was just like, everything, the flags just start popping up, right?
Everything, yeah. And getting that snapback. Okay, come on.
Yeah. Yes. And so with me, I think I kind of saw the strong-willed child being formed after like kind of past the little infant stage. I want to say maybe when they were like a toddler.
Okay.
Or whatever. So I said I had 3 of them that's strong willed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me start with the oldest one. The oldest one, I'm not saying who, but the oldest child.
The oldest strong willed.
Yes,
tried.
Yeah, right. So the oldest of the strong willed, they were never outward with it.
Okay.
Never outward with it. But I used to see little things like, okay, they're not listening to me. But they're saying they're listening to me, but they're not listening to me. But then I will overpower because all of the things that they would do when they listen, right?
Okay.
So you know how what's the scripture say? People honor you with their lips, but their heart is far from you. So their lips were doing the right thing, but
their actions.
Yes. And so it played out. It played out because I thought it was okay, but it played out later on, and I was like, oh, okay. So what I saw and I thought I did not see, it was that they were strong-willed and that they was negatively strong-willed, and they were, they didn't like me telling them what to do.
Right. No, they don't.
And they didn't like when things didn't go their way.
Right.
And they wasn't easily swayed by all of my talking and conversations and preaching. And yes, it didn't move them. They already had their mind made up. And so now I understand that you can have a silently strong-willed child, and you can have one that's just they gonna make their presence felt.
Yes.
And so that was my first one. First of the elder of the strong will was very silently.
Yeah.
And then the second one was formed. Like,
okay,
we created a monster. So I think it was formed by just allowing that child to kind of do what they want and not immediately correcting it, and not, kind of moving them a certain way that they should have been moved in. Okay. So that's why I say that one was kind of created. It was kind of created.
Think about something.
Yeah. Okay.
It made me think about the rod.
Right. Or sparing
spoiling, or sparing.
Yeah.
So they get used to that, right? And when they're used to getting their way, then okay, I got you. Okay.
So then when you try to give them instruction or tell them no, or try to do anything that they don't like, it kind of, it backfired.
So wait. So would you say, well, no, because then that would be giving away who it is.
Right.
Anyway, go ahead.
That was the second of the older that we formed. So
they fall into that middle group.
No. They was formed. This one was formed.
Right, I got you. Okay.
But yeah. And so I think that's just my take on it. I don't know. I wonder when my husband watches this, what is he going to say? Like, would he say, okay, that we formed? I wonder, would he'll be in agreement? Maybe we need to have a part 2 of this. I think because, So with the third one, that one was born strong-willed. And I don't know about the first one. And the second one, I'll say no. But the third one, he was born strong-willed from the womb.
Okay.
And even his cry was strong-willed. Like, come get me. And I was just like, he was the little kid beating on things, just out there. My sister is probably, I know she probably can say who each kid is, just from hearing this conversation. But he was the one just banging on things, and my sister, she can go from 0 to 1,000.
Okay.
And so
1,000, not 100.
Okay. No, not 100. Okay. So if this kid can match her and go with her, she was like, yeah, something wrong with that one. And so, she was like, let me get away because somebody about to be hurt around here, because I ain't gonna let this kid, do this and do that. But
collision.
Yeah. And so. And it's funny, we were talking about, you and I was talking about how most of the strong-willed children clash.
Yeah.
And this is true with all 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, this is true with all 3. So how do we handle, what would we say, how will we handle, Angela, these strong-willed children? How do you handle, how do you handle your, you said 1 or 2?
So 2.
Okay, 2.
I'm
sorry. Okay, you have 2.
No, that's fine. Okay. So I have two strong-willed.
And were they both born?
Were they?
Both born strong-willed. Do you think they both born strong-willed?
Maybe.
Okay.
I want to say my first one for sure was my first of the strong-willed
Okay.
children, or the oldest is as a baby. The second one, I don't know. I want to say he could be.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But I'll say my boy. Okay, so I'll say that. So I could say that he could have been, but I want to say it was formed also because being in the house with all the girls.
Right. Okay.
And
that
all
makes
of them
sense.
trying to tell him what to do and
Yeah.
want to be mama.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's strong-willed.
Especially because he's a manly man boy anyway.
Anyway.
So just imagine all these women telling you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Our young ladies.
Oh, he gets frustrated.
So yeah, of course that ain't gonna fly well.
I have some stories. Oh my goodness. Even at school.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He told the principal, was just like, look, I'm about to turn 7. And you have to talk to me a little differently.
Ooh,
like,
okay. He demanded his manly respect, huh?
Like, what? That was not cool. But I was like, okay, son.
So would you say that, like, strong-willed children don't have fear? Strong-willed people? Because that takes some type of courage to...
you have to have boldness.
Yes,
and courage
all mine are bold.
to be able to stand up and look at somebody like what?
Mm-hmm. No matter if they're adult or kids, so...
Yeah. So
they
definitely have that element. Mm-hmm. And so I forget the question you asked me.
So how do you handle? Because no, it's okay because you handle you. We I guess said how many we had, but yes. How would you handle? How do we handle, or how have you handled your strong-willed children? I shouldn't put a quote on it because it is what it is.
It is what it is. But I want to say I've learned that you cannot handle them strongly.
Yeah.
With that energy, because I'm like that energy that they give off, and I know we talked about that one of the other podcasts. The energy that they give us will take us there and get us riled up. But I had to learn that, especially with my first one that was strong-willed, and because you're like, what is this? What are you just giving me? What did you just say? And why are you looking like that? And why do you think you even have the authority to talk? Just all of that.
And came in that respect for the parent mode, probably, clicked in.
That, yeah.
But then you have to learn, like, I'm dealing with something totally different than respect for the parent. Yes, they have to respect me, but this is a strong-willed child. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, girl.
No. Because it's definitely, we have to talk about this.
Yeah.
So, so I want to say, of course, it's a test of patience for sure, and it helps you again learn how you deal, yourself. Learn yourself how you're going to handle the situation, and still be in control and not get out of control with them. So I know I've had to talk a lot. Talk to try to make sense, reason with them. Not so much reasoning like, okay, I need you to stop, please. No, not that. But just talk direct at what this is and who they are. Especially if they're having issues in school where they're in trouble with the teacher, you're getting calls because they just will not cooperate, right? And so, but then they have a lot of other strong qualities.
Right.
They are leaders, first of all.
Yes, they are.
Your strong-willed child is a
leader. Born leader.
Born or formed leader.
A formed leader. Okay.
And I would have to talk to them, especially like, if you start seeing like, was it the U's, work habits or cooperating and learning how to resolve conflict and all that. I had to tell one of them, my oldest, I'm like, listen, you are smart. You are a good kid. But listen, nobody's going to care about your talent and your strengths and your good grades when your character is messed up. So that becomes where there's a discussion about character and how important and how important it is. Nobody's going to be bothered with you. I don't care. because nobody can tell you anything.
Mm-hmm.
You don't take advice. You don't, you feel like you have to have the say in everything. And life is just not like that.
Yeah, and that's when they say that one quote. They say, "Attitude determines your altitude."
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we don't, think about that. But I know I've had so many conversations with teachers that, like, they are respectable children,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just they push things to the limit.
Mm-hmm.
Each and every one of them. So speaking of the school thing, but so I just want to reiterate what you said. So the way that we handle our strong-willed children is we don't match their behavior.
Yeah.
All right. Do it again. No. And that is definitely true. That's definitely 100% true because I've tried that. And so you learned early, right? But it took me the second one and then years after the second one. But to learn not to match their behavior and to give that conversation, right?
Yeah.
And to talk to them and explain.
At first, it's a tug. I mean, because you know it. And it's funny because my mom told me. And of course, your mother tells you, the one that was spanking your butt and getting you right.
Right.
You're like, what?
Did you do it to me? No.
Right. I remember mom, she was like, you have to talk to her. You know? And so I was just like, what? But did you hear what I just said? She just did, but I knew though, because I'm already like that anyway. So I'm like, I know I have to explain this to you because obviously, of course, you don't know character when you go to school. You just, a lot of things we were talking about, you just teach on the fly, consequences or, whatever. Anyway, so she told me that, and so I'm like, okay, I hear you, I got you, and so I did a lot of talking.
Okay.
I still do a lot of talking, but then I also a lot of hands-on training.
Right. But the money where the mouth is.
But honestly though, in all honesty, I did not I didn't like being tested that way.
Yeah.
With my kids.
Right.
I'm so serious. I'm sure you don't either, but I don't like being tested that way. Like, what are you trying to prove? And what do you want me to show you? Because you're my child. So, so at first it was challenging. But then I knew too, see, the other thing was, and we have to be mature enough as parents to see where you can teach, and have that growth. So, and I remember when she was young, she would just say, I'm just angry and I don't know why. Was that too much information?
I hope not.
Well, we already said the boy. There's only one boy, so we know of them as a girl.
But they don't know which one, so that's okay.
Yeah. So I'm angry and I don't know why. So then we have to have a conversation. This is why God is so important in your home, because we're getting taught these things all the time, the characters, how we're supposed to handle ourselves, how we handle confrontation, how we handle ourselves and getting angry, all that type of stuff. So as a parent, if I see this in my child and I know you have an issue, okay, it's my duty to help you.
Yes.
What are you thinking?
Okay. I was just laughing to myself because one time I told my child something, my stronger one that was born like that. I told him, I said, well, you cannot do this because that's not how we're supposed to act as believers. That's not the right character. You have to, pray for him or move yourself. He was like, but I want to. I said, Lord Jesus, help us, Sister Maya. No, I was just like, I kind of chuckled to myself. Like, this one right here. This one. And he'd be like, and he'd say, I know it's wrong, but I'm not going to let this person do this to me. And I was like, ooh, that's my child. Right. But I was like, okay. So I just, continually just remind that child on the proper character and behavior that I want to see. And like you say, like, look, you're a leader. You're a leader. Like, you're a leader, but you're not leading the people in the right way. Right. And right now, that probably, if they're young, it doesn't mean anything to them right now, because who cares?
Those exact words.
Yeah. What young person care right now if they're a leader or not? Not many, probably. Yeah.
But you know what? The ones that get taught, like if you go to church on a regular basis and that's what your family lives and that's what you say you proclaim,
Yeah.
you know, and it's just like, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the exact words because, okay, so say it's a situation in class, right?
Okay.
And all of the children are unruly. I won't say all of them, but you have quite a few of them. You know, they look for the ones that's going to always make the jokes and the one that's going to stand up to the teacher and all that stuff, right? So if a teacher is telling you as a parent that it's hard to get the class under control, especially when your child is one of the ones.
Oh, I heard that.
Who is one of the ones, you know, who keeps it going, you know, and shows that they just don't have respect for them because this teacher may be not a strong teacher,
right?
You know, because those are the ones, you know, if they don't know how to control the class and get it under control, they're easily kind of, you know.
The child loves a run up.
So this is okay. So now that I'm saying that, so listen, yeah. So I noticed my strong-willed child, they have to have a strong teacher.
Yeah.
Who doesn't play. They have high respect for those teachers.
Yes, yeah.
They don't make them mad. They go, oh, okay, I know I can't run over them and they're cool.
Yeah.
So as parents, that means we have to be strong too. But for whatever reason, it just doesn't work exactly the same.
Right.
Probably because we have so much more invested, you know.
Yes.
But
and we're with them all the time, and it's like, do I have to be like this all the time?
Yeah, nah. But I think it's after a while, it's got to be a certain amount of like, what?
Yeah.
For real? Anyway, so, yeah, they, yeah, so that was kind of hard. So so as far as trying to get them on track, okay, so you're a leader. How do you want, like you said, how do you want to lead? And especially if you're a child of God, what does this look like? You're the ringleader to everybody disobeying or giving the teacher a hard time. I was like, is that what you want to do?
What's the response to that?
You know,
no,
but that's the conversation though. I mean, but it has to make them think. Like, okay, we may not see the response, and they may not give us.
Yeah, because they're strong-willed, so they're not going to.
They're not going to give you that instant gratification and say, "Yeah, Mom, that makes sense."
Yeah,
no, not at all.
Okay,
but you know, yeah, I think sometimes, you know, when we talk in that way and spend that time, and then too, they like attention anyway.
Right.
I think from what I've seen, I don't know.
I agree.
If you guys feel the same, but a lot of strong-willed children like attention, and yeah, like to know and hear that they've done a good job. Yeah, you find that?
Yeah, I find like they love the pat on the back, but sometimes they don't like the pat on the back in front of people. So I've gotten that from two of mine.
Okay.
I've got that they like the accolades or whatever, but if you announce it like it's some big thing or whatever, it's kind of like, why you do that? You try. It's kind of like they get embarrassed quickly.
Oh, it's because they're not in control of the situation?
It might be. I agree. I think that's a revelation.
That's different.
But yeah, it might be because they don't want. Nope. Yeah. I guess so. That's real good. So yeah, but
like, I didn't do this for me. You did that. You
right.
Just everybody giving me that.
Right. Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
You know, but I'm sure everyone varies. But go ahead.
No, I
would like to hear from a lot of other parents that deal with strong-willed children as well.
Yeah.
How you deal with it, the type of characteristics that you see. So don't forget to send us an email. But go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I lost my train of thought because I was just like, wow, like yeah, they don't want people to. They're out of control in that time. So of course, naturally, you know, if I'm not controlling the situation, then it's a problem. Ooh, Lord Jesus. But yeah, I definitely thank God for them too because they are leaders.
Yes.
And when they're strong and they're passionate about something, it definitely shows.
Yes.
I think just the negative part is not, you know, what we want. And so we do want to kind of, I guess, influence them to be strong-willed, but shape them in the better way. And so that's what I'm learning now what to do is to shape them in a better way. And I think we're just gonna have to do like a episode 2 on this because our time is coming to an abrupt end, right?
No.
No? Okay. So okay. Amen. No. But definitely shaping them and being more patient. And now once you learn that that's what you're dealing with, because see, I think originally I didn't understand what I was dealing with.
Okay.
And so because of my, I guess, I'm going to use the word ignorance because sometimes we put a bad thing on ignorance. And this is not a negatively said when I said me saying ignorance. It's actually a good thing. I was ignorant in the fact that that's what I'm dealing with. And so now that I have, I guess, a little bit of education, a little bit of reading that I read, right, and understanding of what I'm dealing with, I deal with it better. Right. So I'm able to communicate, like you said, able to not match their anger or their level of intensity in the situation or whatever. So I guess that's what we deal with when we have strong-willed children, and just recognizing that they have leadership in them. Yes. And we want to be able to shape that leader to be the godly influence and with the better character, I guess I should say. Help me finish it off, girl. No, because I ran out of words.
No, just a better character.
Yeah.
Because especially when they're young, and that's one of the things I had to learn and accept, and trying to get them to accept too. Like, you're a child.
Right.
So you don't know how to control this right now.
Right.
And that's what we're there for. So that kind of helps me too, to just go, okay, yes, I'm the parent. We said this before in another podcast. I'm the parent. I'm the one in control. I'm going to help you out.
That will help you out.
Because you really don't know.
Right.
You have all these feelings and emotions and you're trying to learn how to, to control them. Or you don't care to control them.
Right.
But you have to. Because guess what? You're going to be an adult one day. And you throwing temper tantrums when things don't go your way, or treating people mean because things don't go your way. How's that going to look? How's that going to work out for you?
Right.
And how would you want someone to respond to you?
And I just want to throw this in because that's our goal for With Love for Mom, is to raise the next generation of children who are going to be adults. Right. And it is so important how we shape our children now and how we influence them now and the things we put them around and involve them in. Right. Because we don't need children throwing temper tantrums as adults.
Right.
That's ignorant. All right. I know you probably thought the same thing I thought. But we don't. No, you didn't think the same thing I thought. I was thinking about something else.
Okay.
You didn't think so. But anyway.
It might have.
It might have,
and
right.
We're not going to tell you, obviously.
And I don't know her thoughts, right? But yeah, so we don't want our children throwing temper tantrums.
Right.
And because when I see that out of my older children, I'm like, what's wrong with, what's going on? But it goes back to how we, kind of influence them and train them and what we let them get away with. Right. And if we spared the rod or whatever happened or whatever. But, yeah, definitely. Yeah, you go ahead and go in. We having a lot of interruptions, but
but no, it's fine. But no, it's true. Being able to help them see that, and I think, first of all, I like when I heard, I forget who said it, but they say when they're babies and toddlers and learning how to speak, like, don't talk to them like that baby talk.
Yeah, right.
Right? Because you're starting a communication there. And so I can say this, like, so when I have to talk to the strong-willed ones, or any of my children for that matter, I'm talking to them how I'm talking right now.
Okay. Me too.
And I'll probably just break it down a little bit more for their understanding and use examples from their school, whatever. But I'm talking to them so they can understand. Like, listen, okay, so obviously you want people to listen to you. Obviously you want to be the leader. So how do you think how do you think people are gonna follow you? And do you want someone to follow you the same way that you're being a follower? Giving them a hard time, don't want to listen, and know it has to go, your way or their way. Like, so you have to look at this right.
Mm-hmm.
And what works too for me is how you treat other people is going to come back on you.
Mm-hmm.
And it may not be from that same person. It's going to be from somewhere else. So you're
Mm-hmm.
looking to have control, but are you giving someone else that same respect while they have it?
Mm-hmm.
So that's usually how I'll talk to them. You know,
that's good.
Yeah, because I'm like, that's big. I mean, if you want to be a great follower, you have to learn how to be a great. I mean, if you're going to be a great leader, you have to learn how to be a great follower.
I wonder.
And of the right things, of course. But
right.
yeah.
I wonder, have I said that? I think I have once. Now that you just said, if you want to be a great leader, you have to be a great follower. So I think I've had that conversation, but I think I need to have it a little more because character really matters.
Yeah, it does.
It really matters. It says if someone can trust you or not, or you know, or if me, I'm really big on my privacy. So even though we're on here talking, but I'm really big on my privacy. So if I find someone that got loose lips, I'm really not having that much of a conversation with you, because it shows out in the character, right? Yeah, if they
we share that. We share that.
Right. So yeah, character really does matter, and hopefully, through this podcast and through this YouTube, we can definitely help all women and all mothers or whoever build, some good leaders for the future,
Right. Yeah.
And we got to speak to our kids and let them know that they are leaders, and, and we do see the greatness in them. And I wonder, one time when I was telling my one child who was born strong-willed, I was like, you a leader, and I see greatness in you. And I was clenching my teeth like, Jesus, because, I don't want to be fake, or lying. But
they'll say that. They'll see that too.
Yeah, right. Because that's the first thing they'll say, because they know they ain't portraying that. Right. But you really do see it in them. You're just not getting that out of them. And so that's what I had to say. Like, I'm not getting that out of you, and that's not. But I know it's in you. I see it in you, and I this is what you're going to be when you get older. And I had to remind them of what they told me they wanted to be. That's what they're going to be. And I really do see them as that. But it's just that shaping and molding them not to respond the way that they want to respond in every situation, and responding in a godly way. And,
So.
Okay, go ahead.
So, because you said a lot.
Right.
And you passed the part I wanted to stop you at, but it's okay.
Okay.
So listen. So do you feel that most I'll say of your strong-willed children, do you feel like they also have insecurities?
Yes.
And the reason why I ask that, because I know most people have a certain amount of insecurity anyway, but because I'm thinking, okay, so with one of mine, I remember, you have these conversations, right? I see greatness in you. You're beautiful, or whatever it is. And for whatever reason, they hold on to their partner. It's like, no, I'm not. Because So then you have to deal with that.
Oh yeah.
And so you have to
build them up.
But you was just strong a minute ago. No.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, okay. So I just wanted to ask you that because I know I've seen that.
Yeah.
And they do. And I guess, man, but that's the beauty of parenting. Now you think about it. I mean, because it's like, yeah, you have your struggles.
Yeah.
But then when you see it for what it is, and you're like, but this is my child.
Right.
This is a baby. This is a child. So it's like it makes you approach it maybe a little bit differently.
And this is what God entrusted me with.
Yeah.
I'm able to handle this. I'm able to handle it. I'm able to deal with this.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm able to deal with 3. And who knows what else may come. But yeah, this is my child.
Yeah. And you know what? Yeah. But it's so funny because then you have that moment when it's like, because they give you such a hard time, you're like, just go over there. Stay in your room.
Right.
All weekend or whatever, right? But then because of that innocence, and when you really look at them for who they are, and you look at their age, especially when you want to tell them, like, excuse you bristling up on me, you only 12.
Right.
Like, do you know how old you are?
Okay. So do you find that those that are strong-willed and they kind of have those insecurities, are they also like the softest, sweetest heart?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yes,
They have the
for sure.
sweetest heart. Yeah, all mine.
Yes,
All
for
mine,
sure.
they have the sweetest heart. And sometimes I just try to pull from that. Is that so crazy?
That is so funny.
Right?
But no, let me say this because
Okay.
then you have to say that to the teacher.
Yeah. Like, not this little
You know what?
thing.
I no, they're being consistent because they give me this at home too.
Yeah.
But they're very loving and
Yeah.
kind of sweet. You know, I had one. Oh my goodness, I had one. The teacher knew it too, and because you know, they would show out in school or whatever, and then would write a letter.
I'm so
almost like
sorry.
a love letter to the teacher.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, and I know it was wrong, and da 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 da. And the teacher would tell me,
Yeah.
you know, and be all like, yeah, oh, okay, you know, and then, but then it would get frustrating because then the teacher would be like, they did it again.
Right. Yep.
They went right back to it.
Same thing.
How? You know, and
How
I'll
do
be
they
like,
go back to
I'm
it?
so sorry, you know.
Right. I don't know how they went back to
But
it.
you know, and sometimes they had to learn even with me because I'm like, well, listen, what did you do? So we would like share notes because they would ask me, what do you do at home that works? And I would say, okay, this is what I do, and I so what did you do at school? You know, so we try to be, you know, just partner up to be on the same level, okay? Because I think parent teachers, I think they're really great.
Yeah.
They're consistent with their, you know,
teaching
their
level.
Discipline.
Oh, with their discipline.
Yeah,
okay.
Because they have to be creative in different ways.
Yeah.
They don't do the paddles in the schools like they used to.
Right.
You know, and all that, what they call corporate punishment or whatnot now. But anyway, but they're consistent.
Corporal.
I say corporate. Okay, whatever. You
know. Sorry.
Can we edit that? No. But anyway, so I just wanted to say, you know, but yeah, they're consistent. So I was to say that. You know, I know. And so, but most loving. And so it's interesting. But I guess it's like when you realize you are the parent, you are the leader, you are the teacher, you are the one that God has entrusted you to raise this child, because that's what sometimes those prayers be like, Lord, you already knew. You already knew. You know what this was. You knew who you were sending me.
You knew what you were sending me. That's funny.
I said, you knew who you were sending. I almost say what? You were sending me.
You knew who you were sending.
So Lord, you gonna have to help me.
Yes.
Help me.
Yes.
And He will.
Amen.
And He gives us strength, and we endure it. Because I don't want to be that parent either that's like, oh, I can't wait till you're 18 because you're out of my house.
Right.
There's so much that we have to teach, and so much.
Have you ever dealt with that, like the child saying, I can't wait till I get out of this house? Because I've dealt with that. I can't wait till I get out of this house because, you know, and just go on a rant because they're so strong-willed and they want to see your response. I believe that's when mine said that, and they wanted to see my response because, see, I want to go against their grain, right? And so their grain is like, I used to be like, oh, yeah, I can't wait either. Yes, thank you, Lord. You know, woo, thank you, Jesus. You know. So for real, because I had them say that to me, and so now I'm like, well, I don't want you to leave, you know, and you know, I'm glad you're here, you know, play that. They like, what? This lady crazy, you know. But some days I will revert back and be like, yes, you know, like. But most of the time,
I will have your bags back on your birthday.
Right. So I think for me, always saying, you know, I don't want you to leave, and if you go out or whatever, this may happen or whatever, and we want you to be better, and you know, stay as long as you can stay. Just get your education and do what you have to do so you can be successful later on. And then I start talking about how other nationalities and cultures, you know, help one another or whatever, and I start going to that spiel too, right?
That's beautiful.
Right.
And to the teacher, you feel that.
Yeah, when I feel it, right? But most of the time, because I know they strong will, I've learned to go that route. And it always changed the demeanor. You can change your child's strong will demeanor and actions by just the way you respond. And so that's what I want to give off from that. From just dealing with the strong will ones, I've learned how to, you know, not to say everything that came to my mind and respond to their negative actions or behaviors or whatever. And I've learned to just be like, okay, you know, and be sweet and, well, you know, and ask the right questions. And, you know, I have to be more gentle with them because, you know, that's how God have, you know, to deal with me, you know. And when He say things that normally I would I get it right away.
Yeah.
And so I have to say those things that I know they're going to get, that God put on me, and they get it, But like you said, they're not going to be like, "Woo, yeah, I got it." Sometimes they got to make it a little hard. And sometimes they get it right away. I haven't saw that. And when they do, I'll be like, "Whoa, wow. Thank you, Lord." And then I go on and act like it wasn't nothing, though.
Right.
Because they don't want you to act like it's something that they just,
yes.
made a good decision, or they just did something that was monumental in you. But go ahead. I know it's bubbling over. Let it out.
Oh, you can tell that.
Yeah, I can tell.
But so listen. So you said something that was very key.
Okay.
In God's patience with us.
Yes.
Now, if you parent in that way, where you are in tune with God and you know that you yourself need His mercy and grace,
okay,
you kind of you learn how to give it out.
Right. Yes.
And
I was reading too. Even when you're giving out that grace and mercy, if it's anything that's gonna cause that child to harm themselves or someone else, that's not when you're merciful and graceful. Because you be like, "Oh, well, I gotta be so gentle with Ray, because little Ray." I love his name. I brought.
You brought little Ray back. Like, how old is he? Right. So that was on episode 7.
Yes.
Anyway,
right. So little Ray is here, y'all. But
right.
You don't want little Ray getting too loose, because y'all know what little Ray can do, right?
Right.
But that's so hilarious. You funny. But yeah, you gotta, I don't know what I was talking about. I'm gonna just stop, because she made my head hurt with this laugh right here. Because that's funny. Like, you brought you brought little Ray back, and I lost all traces of because I did bring him back.
You did. I thought you knew what you were doing.
Right. Oh
no,
my God, that's so funny.
Okay. So, little Ray, you said you don't want to do anything to cause him to hurt himself or anyone else.
Right. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. So, that's when you are not merciful in that sense. You know what I'm saying? Not like, "Oh, I understand you," because you don't want. You know what little Ray can do. And normally, like we said, those strong-willed children are not. They're not fearful. They're fearless. And they're gonna make their presence felt, and they're gonna be who they are. They, like you said, they're consistent. They're consistent, and I really do think, because like I said, their heart is so genuine and soft, that they don't want to be that way, but just, I don't know, they just are, and so us continually channeling that good behavior out of them, we'll get more positive results. Because when you start seeing that child doing things positive, you like, woo, and because not to applaud them too much or whatever. Not that you're not applauding. You like, "Thank you, Lord." Like, yes, like they getting it. They getting it. But you continue to, talk about it or whatever. And I guess it becomes a part of them, because I'm seeing some changes in my strong-willed children.
Right.
And you want them to be, I think, to reach their goals that they have. And I know that was something we were talking about, like having expectations and goals for them.
Oh yeah. So that was one of the things that we're going to bring out. This is what are our expectations and goals for them. And we said leader, I think.
To be a good leader, a good, strong leader that can be dependable, that can be reliable, that can be trusted, that can be honest, and passionate. We want that passion to flow out into their leadership skills.
Right.
And so if I would say what would my expectations would be, that would be some of the expectations. And just to be whatever God wants them to be, and them to propel and thrive in it, know. So yeah. And they have goals, and I believe like they're the ones that's going to reach their goals and meet their goals because of their strong-willed nature, Yeah. Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah. How about you?
So I think I don't know. It's so funny because they have the leadership skills, like you said, their own passion. And so I want to just say, just keep marching. But anyway, so. Absolutely.
Yeah, you girl, do it.
Anyway, so We got started late today.
Yeah.
Usually we do this when everybody's at school and they're not coming home for a while.
Right.
But anyway, so, but no, they have their passion, and so you want them to just thrive in that.
Yeah.
And yet, because we talked about them and their insecurities too,
Mm-hmm.
you know, trust that they are a leader, trust that they can lead, and yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
No.
She like, oh, what happened? But we are gonna close this out. I think we kind of covered everything that we wanted to cover. If not, we'll come back and have a number two. But we thank the Lord for giving us the opportunity to come before you, right?
Yes.
To come in your homes and talk about it. I know we're not the only ones that's dealing with strong-willed children, and we thank God, like we said, that we have the opportunity. That's funny. That's funny, Simone.
No, it's not.
It's funny because it's not my kid's time. I ain't right, y'all. I ain't right. But yeah, we thankful that God gave us the opportunity to be able to handle them, and He's given us the strength. And if you have any questions or comments, please send us an email, and I would try to do the email again. Right, we cover it. I know. And what's that email, Angela?
Hello.
The email is, hi y'all. I was gonna say, you want to make the announcement?
Okay.
Still recording, and y'all not supposed to be in here.
Right.
All right. So the email address is withlovefrommom.aw@gmail.com.
And she done said it like many times, and I should know it by now, but
It's okay.
yeah, okay, all right. And on YouTube, just hit like, subscribe, hit us up, and yeah, it's about to get going, y'all. It's about to get real in here.
Yeah,
so we'll say bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Stay tuned.
All right.